Welcome inside Rice-Eccles Stadium for the 2018 5A semifinals. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart of Deseret News Rewind with you. We got a great matchup to get started here in our 5A semis. Roy versus runner-up from last year in Skyridge.
Dusty, you're right. I mean, you look at this matchup, a rematch of week 3, and two teams that are playing at a very different level than they were back when they met early on in their non-region schedule. And two teams that come in champions out of their region, and two teams that are well-deserved here in the semifinal, but only one of them will get a chance to return here to Rice-Eccles Stadium next week for the championship.
The winner will take on the winner of Corner Canyon Olympus, which will come up after this game. We'll be with you all day today. Fun matchups here at Skyridge Roy, then that Corner Canyon Olympus game, and then Orem versus Pineview will be on all day today and then next week as well for the championship Friday. But when we talk about Skyridge, this is the runner-up from a year ago, lost that game against Lehigh, only their third year of existence, their second semifinal. Coach Lehman last year was our Deseret News Rewind Coach of the Year in 5A, and Dane, he's done such a great job with this program.
Man, he's done a spectacular job. I mean, you look, coming in, starting afresh, trying to build a new program at a new school, and Coach Lehman, what a job. And Dusty, I think the consistency that he's provided, and really in talking with him, it's, he understands they have a lot of confidence in their offense, but it's about teaching these young kids and getting them familiar and executing at a high level, and that's really the difference here for Skyridge in weeks, really after week 4.
And we are underway in the semifinal, taking inside the 5-yard line, and then just getting out across the 20 as we got a raucous crowd, and that was Ma'an Natoa, a name we'll be saying quite a bit today, as he has been, and Coach Lehman agreed, a major difference in this team from last year to this year.
Yeah, he certainly has. Great to have a healthy Natoa all year long for Skyridge. We talked about him in our pregame. A guy averaged over 1,500 yards rushing this year, 22 touchdowns. He has been one of the staples of this offense, and he's going to have to be accounted for by this Roy defense.
Now comes Jaden Clemens. It's a bad snap on the opening play, rolling to his right. And what could have been disastrous, actually marking him out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, and we got a player down as well.
Yeah, an injury up front. So a loss of 7 on the play. And it was interesting, talking with Coach Fernandez before this game. He said, hey, we kind of had some first quarter jitters, had some turnovers, had, the setup Skyridge in good territory, and right here, first play from the line of scrimmage, and it's kind of the other side being bitten here early.
Well, absolutely. It could come out to 10 to the injured player, and I believe for Skyridge is number 66, and that would be Andre Yoakum. And they're going to come out and check the knee here on the after the first play of the game.
Boy, really unfortunate to see an injury on the first play, especially up front. And we had a chance to talk with this staff, and we're so complimentary and excited about this offensive line for Skyridge this year. And to have an injury on the first play, boy, this may change things a bit.
Absolutely. Well, they attend to Yoakum. We'll step aside. You're watching the 5A semifinals on Live.KSL and DeseretNews.com. So Yoakum comes off the field as Skyridge ready to go. It'll be second down and 17 as they say Clemens stepped out at the 13-yard line. So that bad snap, we'll see where it puts them back. But I guess we're still at a break here on the television side as they want to take that as well. So here we go. Second down and 17 for Jaden Clemens and the Falcons. Coach Bob Stevens, we talked to him before the game, former head coach at Alta, the offensive line coach here at Skyridge, said he loves his group, and I don't know that he was envisioning losing one of his better linemen in the start. Clemens fires to the out and just overthrows the intended receiver, Nate Upham, and it'll be third down and 17.
Upham, another name that we'll call a lot today. number 21. Dusty, he's 5 yards shy of 1,000 yards receiving on the season. So, I mean, he'll get that in this game. But how about another snap that's a little off target? Maybe some jitters up front for Skyridge.
Talking to Coach Lehman, asked him, hey, year 2 out here, how's it feel? He goes, so much different.
Yeah.
So we know where everything is. Let's tell the guys where to go. But right now, seeing some of those early game jitters. Clemens, pressure comes, fires, and little miscommunication there as he threw to the flag route. The receiver ran to the post, and that'll bring out the punting unit.
Dusty, that was a route that was fantastic for Skyridge in the semifinals last year, and trying to do the same thing. You're right. I mean, it looked like the receiver, I think it was Arrington, just stopped his route. And Clemens expecting him to finish that out. Instead, it's a quick 3 and out for the Falcons.
A nice punt hanging out into the sun, and fair caught at the 40-yard line. That was not easy there from Kate Harris. As this game gets a little bit later, they'll be looking right into the sun as Harris handled that one. So our first chance to see Dart and the Royal offense. And Coach Fernandez had a great conversation with him before the game. He talked about Dart. He's only 15 years old.
Right.
Turned 15 in May. Coach Fernandez goes, he won't be driving until he's a senior.
Yeah, just a sophomore. Dustin, when you look at what Roy's been able to do this year, co-region champs out of Region 5, obviously a great playoff run, defeated Timpview last week here in the semifinal. Boy, the future is bright for Roy football, and largely due to number 7.
So trips to the top of the screen, Rowan near side. Royal's going to throw. Dart rolling near side, still looking downfield, lets it go, and wisely threw that ball away. As Skyridge did a nice job bracketing Kyrese Rowan. They want to take a shot on the first play.
Yeah, you have another look, and this is one. How about that? I was thinking Dart may have been able to run it. No siree. Nice job by Skyridge defending that, and they're hoping to get some coverage for Kyrese Rowan, some one-on-one. It was how they scored the game winner last week against Timpview. He's got great speed on the outside, but to your point, Dusty, coverage over the top and took away the run from Dart. Not much to do on first down.
Empty set here on 2nd down and 10. That's Rowan that will join Dart in the backfield. And a little shovel pass up front. And Rowan broke out of the 3 tackles and got across the 40-yard line to the 43. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
I thought we were going to have some showtime here on that play. Kyrese Rowan barely brought down. Love this idea. Nice job by those linebackers staying home. But look at that, so close to busting one. It's the second effort from the turf to bring him down.
Luckily for Skyridge's Bladen Tongiai, they didn't call a trip. I don't think it was on purpose. If Rowan goes a little bit to the left there, he might still be running. 3rd down and 7. More traditional Roy football here under center. Play action. Dart's got plenty of time. He's got a man open. Goes down the middle of the field, makes the adjustment, and could not pull it in. And his lower leg got caught underneath him as well. Is down on the ground is Deontay Davis. That was not pretty, Dane.
This is a scary play. He had this catch, and the defender came down right on his leg, and you can tell some severe pain. This is going for broke here for Roy. And if it's not for the way in which this play ends, and we'll probably only show this once, have a look. Watch the defender come down right on that leg right there. You see how it gets caught from behind, and, boy, scary.
Well, he is down. We'll step aside. I think they're going to be with him for just a little bit. You're watching the 5A semifinals on Live at KSL and DesertNews.com. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Good to see Deontay Davis actually being able to put a little bit of weight on that leg. As got caught underneath him. They were going through the little protocol. There was a spot in his knee or his leg, wherever they were grabbing. He did not like that, Dane. But it's good to see him walking off.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that was one of those plays watching the replay where, and even seeing it live, you saw the defender come down on it, that leg get trapped, and immediately for me, I was thinking knee or potentially ankle. To your point, Dusty, it's great to see him put weight on it, because when that first happened, I wasn't so certain that would be the case.
I was afraid of watching that replay, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of those. So 4th down and 7, and Royal punted away. Arrington, I believe it is, standing at his own 10-yard line. End over end kick, did not get all of it there. Looking for a roll, but it just stays sideways, and it'll be Skyridge football at the 34-yard line.
You know, and Dusty, the disappointing thing is that Davis did everything right. I mean, you go back to that play, and he high points the ball. He wins it in the air. He's scrapping coming down. If it's not for that leg being rolled up on, it's first down Roy deep in Skyridge territory. Instead, the way that ends, they go 3 and out as well, and certainly hope that 81, as he continues to be looked at on the bench, will be okay.
That was the Cody Hobbs route from that 2014 year. As Clemens, again, another high snap, goes right up the middle, and not much there. Nice job of that Roy front, as Natoa is wrapped up by Roy's number 3 and number 2, Xavier Montoya and Josh Gallegos.
Roy's going to have to be stout against the run. I mean, we talked about that already early on. Look at that. Great job up front by Roy, getting a couple defenders unblocked, fill the gaps.
2nd down and 10. Clemens pulls on the zone read and got a lot of room. Clemens inside the 40, inside the 30, and the first big play turned in by Jaden Clemens. 1st and 10, Skyridge.
Great read here by Clemens. And talking with Coach Lehman before the game, said we have a lot of confidence in this guy, and we know even sometimes when there may be slow starts, he's going to come around and make big plays, and you see he does it there. And everyone just left the quarterback alone, and a good read that time by Clemens for the first.
Another high snap to give to Natoa, and Ma'a gets to the 32-yard line.
You know, here's something to speak to the athleticism of Clemens early on. He's not had a clean snap yet. There have been a few rockets coming at him. Some have been off target, and it's been one-handing to reel those in. He's done a nice job here in the early going.
2nd and 9, and Clemens pulls again. Another big gain. Another first down inside the 15. Puts his head down. It'll be 1st and goal, Skyridge. I think Roy is really gearing up to stop Natoa.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing everything to take away the run on that zone read, but it's leaving Clemens with all sorts of room. And how about this? Up top, you get a receiver to help try to seal that edge. The Skyridge team is bought in. It was one of the things the coaching staff talked about. This is a dedicated, focused group. They're excited to be here, and they're ready to make their case for a 5A state championship.
The 1st and goal from the 9. And it'll be Natoa, and again, nice job on that front there from Roy. It was number 53 initially on the stop there, Isaiah Huber. Then Edawati came and cleaned him up. Along with Levi Conley. Second goal from the 9. Watch out for James Palmer right at the end of the line of scrimmage there, number 6. Going to pitch out. Natoa coming near side, looking for the edge. Hurdles a man, gets inside the 5, pushes a man down into the end zone. Touchdown, Skyridge. If you want one play that tells you about Ma'a Natoa, Dane, that's what I'll turn on for you.
He ain't having none of this. What a run by Natoa. You see the little toss? It looks like Roy has this defended. Natoa, a great move there to hurdle the man. And then I love this. Just throw him off with the offhand. Ain't bringing this down. Natoa takes it in from 9 yards out, and the Falcons on the board.
Get off my arm as he gets to the end zone. Point after is good. 8:18 left in the first quarter. Skyridge gets on the board. They lead 7-0. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. And this kick will go into the end zone. We'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. And the Roy offense now down 7 points. And Dane, with the way Skyridge goes, I don't want to say this is a make-or-break drive, but Roy needs to have a solid drive here.
Yeah, and Dusty, I mean, I really thought their first drive they executed fairly well. I mean, obviously you had the pass that got dropped, but the opportunity was there. It was the right play call and had the chance. But you're right. They're 80 yards away. And I think it's important for Roy with the machine that Skyridge has kind of been the last 6, 7, 8 weeks. It's important for Roy here to be able to answer.
Going to start on the ground, and Skyridge was there to muck that one up, and it was just a short gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. And they didn't quite pick up the number on the carry.
Might have been Harris, number 1.
Number 20 there, Freddie Fernandez.
That's why I said might, because it wasn't. You see an interior run. It was number 20. Fernandez, the sophomore, getting 1.
Sure, the namesake. Coach Fernandez, the head coach of the Roy Royals. State championships at Northridge. Semifinal appearance with Woods Cross. And now his 2nd semifinal appearance with Roy. Speed pitch here on the outside. And Cade Harris just got back to the line of scrimmage as this Skyridge D, we talked about it in our pregame show. This defense, Dan, we saw week 2 against Lone Peak how good this defense is, and they have been solid all year.
They have been, and I mean, trying to beat them around the edge, that's a great job of having the outside contained, pushing it back in, and nothing doing there. Jackson Dart's going to have to be able to sling it a little bit against this defense.
Got to find some way to get 23 open. Kyrie Rowan did not play in that matchup in the 3rd week of the season as we had an offside penalty against Skyridge. This is really going to aid Roy, puts him at 3rd and 3.
Yeah, they can throw the ball, and I mean, they're certainly capable through the air with Jackson Dart. But anytime you take a 3rd and 8, make it 3rd and 3, I mean, the offense is helped out pretty significantly. And now you maybe got an opportunity for, a screen or some of those other options to try to get your ball in space instead of having to attack down the field.
No surprise here, 3rd and 3, Rowan coming off the field here. They might be trying to run for this one. And also good to see coming back on the field.
Yeah.
Is Deontay Davis. I think it might have been more the fear of anything else there for Davis, but good to see him back on the field. Dart play action. Pressure comes, just got rid of the football, and I think they're calling that live.
Yeah, I think that was a fumble.
It's a fumble, and it's recovered by Skyridge. Coming up with that one, it was Skyridge's number 62, I believe.
And Dart is still down. Boy, he gets hammered here, Dusty. Watch him evade the first rush right there, but just never sees this one coming. Helmet right in the back. And that ball certainly live and loose and recovered by Skyridge. And Dart never got up. Now he's up. And good to see Jackson Dart trying to walk this one off because he got belted.
Lolohani Ross with the sack. And Braden McEwen with the recovery. And well, Coach Fernandez said they could not have this feeling like the first quarter in week 3.
Yeah, I mean, they fell down 21-0 in that first half against Skyridge in the first match. Ended up coming back, lost that 28-20, but could not fall behind to Skyridge. It was one of the keys for Coach Fernandez, and right now the Falcons set up.
So back comes Clemens in the offense. Another high snap. He pulls on that zone read, and one of the first times today that does not go as he wanted to. The shortest gain of the day on that, Isaiah Huber with the stop.
And this is where the Roy defense, which has been great all year long, has to step up and make some big plays. Even giving up a field goal here would be a huge lift for this Roy defense.
Clemens checking at the line, 5:57 on a running clock here in the first quarter. Clemens to throw. Down the middle, got his man. James Palmer on the catch. And Skyridge with a 2-score lead.
First completion of the day and a great throw here from Jaden Clemens. Look at the time, knows he's got the deep post, beat on the inside, and that's an easy touchdown for Skyridge.
Favorite route, inside breaking route from the slot. Had no safety there. As the snap is down, the kick is good. 5:46 left in the first quarter, and Skyridge cashes in on the turnover. They lead Roy 14-0. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.KSL and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Welcome back to Tricycle Stadium. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you. And it's been all Skyridge. Roy getting the football back, looking to bounce back offensively. They now trail 2 scores. This ball will go into the end zone. And imagine on this drive, you don't want to ever force things, but Kyrese Rowan, yet to be any type of factor, was targeted on that opening play. But Dane, we haven't seen him get any touches.
Well, they tried that inside shovel, right?
Right.
But you're right. They tried to go deep to him. Skyridge was ready, had it, and now they do got to find another way, Dusty. And, you know, when you kind of have that standout target on the outside, sometimes offenses have to get creative in how they get the ball in the hands of their playmaker. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Kyrese line up in a slot or maybe one of those wing-back positions just to try to get a more favorable matchup to try to find him down the field. Won't be the case here on first down as he's come off again for this play. Might have had an equipment issue as well as Davis is coming off.
Something sticking out in the back there. He's just trying to pull it out. So 1st and 10 for the Royals at the 20-yard line. And we'll start on the ground, coming near side. And a minimal gain there for Cade Harris before he's driven back by the Skyridge D. Tongiai with others there to come up with a stop.
Nice run there for Cade, picking up 4. It's not a bad gain on a first down. You see good blocking up front, but man, this linebacking crew, I mean, there's a lot of them.
That was Jackson Peck, one of the better baseball players in the state of Utah as well. Coach Roberts, as they go inside here, and on the carry for Roy, number 28, Jaden Harris. So Harris and Harris pick up a first down across the 30-yard line to the 31. 1st and 10, Roy.
See, again, trying that right side. Good second-level blocking there and lowering the pad that time by Jaden Harris, able to help push ahead and pick up the first down of the game for the Royals.
I'll settle some things in as Rowan in the slot near side. Now in the pistol. Keep it on the ground, and Skyridge was all over that. Came off the edge and blew that one up, I believe. First one there. And now we have a flag. It might be helmet to helmet.
No, it's going to be excessive celebration. I don't know what you're thinking. It's a loss of 1, and then we have a little party going on in the backfield. And, I mean, this is just one of those mental mistakes. I don't know. I don't get it. Another look. This is a great edge rush. I mean, you've done all the work. And Tanuvasa, watch him come up here. Excuse me, that wasn't. It was Ross. It was 31, started doing a little shimmy and shake action and just free yards, just given away.
I'm not a get off my lawn kind of guy.
Wait a couple years. I'm getting there.
And they go end around, trying to find the edge. Josh Gallegos not going to get there. This 3-4 defense of Skyridge, gap integrity, and they flow to the football.
Yeah, very well said, Dusty. I mean, you watch this. Look at coming up right up the middle is Toilolo, number 5 there. Look at the edge. There's just no opportunity for Gallegos to try to turn this ball up the field. Even with the pulling line, this play just dead to right, or dead to left, I guess. Nothing for Roy on the end around.
Ty Arrington have to come off the field. He lost his helmet there at that play. So 2nd down and 15 after the loss on the end around. 2-by-2 formation. And it is Harris in the backfield with Dart. Dart going down the middle. Got Davis. Touchdown, Roy. Deontay Davis, the young man who got hurt on the first possession on the exact same route. A great ball from Dart and the answer Roy needed.
You want to bring the defense up to try to stop the run. This is a great throw by Dart. You'd mentioned the previous one hung up just a little bit. This one right on the run. And Davis, just a senior, making a huge play to get Roy on the board, and a big response from the Royals here late in the first quarter.
3.5 to go in the first quarter. And Roy looking to get down by 7 off the extra point. 3:31 left in the first. Game on. Roy answers. Skyridge leads 14-7. You are watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. And this kick will be taken inside the 5-yard line, taking it to 3. And this is Natoa. Ma'a Natoa across midfield inside the 45-yard line. And now a flag at the end of the play. Skyridge with another personal foul penalty. So they'll be backing him up inside their own territory, but Natoa making his presence felt in multiple ways.
Look at this blocking. A huge hole for Natoa and a great job. Couple nice moves here, getting some of those special teamers twisted around from Roy. And Skyridge, once again, Dusty, the 3rd time they're now set up on the Roy side of the 50?
Yeah, but it's going to be going back after the play, personal foul penalty. But Ma Natoa, his father played in the Arena Football League, played here actually for the Utah Blaze. His brother Diarmian was a terrific running back at Orem. And then the family had moved up to the Lehigh area. Last year was having a terrific year, tore his ACL, and missed that great run to the state championship a year ago. That's why we keep mentioning him. Another high snap, and Clemens slips out of that tackle. And man, Jordan Clemens is taking chicken scratch and turned it into chicken soup a lot.
Boy, Nathan Holz has him. This is read beautifully by the linebacker Holz. He's in position to make the play, and he just couldn't bring him down. Clemens able to make a nice move to get around the edge and pick up 4 on a play that looked like wasn't going to be going anywhere for Skyridge.
Clemens with some quick hands. keep getting to these snaps that are off the mark.
And he's not wearing gloves either.
Got Upham here near side, trips to the top of the screen. And it'll go Natoa. And Ma'a gets to the 50-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. Madger keep it on the ground once again here. Roy showing pressure. You get to the 48-yard line. High snap again, pitch near side. Has the edge. Natoa is right at the mark. It'll be a 1st down for Skyridge. And again, Clemens, not just quick hands to get that snap, but also get the pitch off.
Yeah. Great job here. Natoa, but it's Andrade coming up, the junior, taking him out for a short gain, but certainly enough for the 1st down.
2 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Upham again matched up with Kyrese Rowan at the bottom of the screen. And this is going to be run with Clemens. And Jaden once again, man, you keep thinking, I'm going to be saying there's a loss in the play, and Clemens has been able to find positive yards on nearly every run he's made.
Yeah, boy, playing like the experienced quarterback he is, Dusty. I mean, Roy brings pressure from the top, and looked like Clemens is going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but just that long body and able to keep things alive, really scrap for what turns out to be a very difficult 1 yard, but a nice job by Clemens to be able to pull that out.
2nd down and 9. Pressure comes. Clemens steps up, got room. Clemens inside the 40, and he has a 1st down as he's thrown out of bounds by Kyrese Rowan and Levi Conley. But moved the chains once again, getting it done with his legs.
You know, we've got 1 minute left here in the 1st quarter. Clemens unofficially, I've got 8 carries, 63 yards. I mean, what a start for Jaden Clemens. And you see this time it was meant to be a passing play, but has a wide opening, able to recognize it and pick up 10 yards in the 1st. Right now, Clemens is the matchup problem for this Roy defense, focusing so much on Natoa.
That snap gets through his hands. Clemens got on the hop, throws it to Upham, and it's incomplete as Upham tried to go over the top of Kyrese Rowan. But man, Jaden Clemens, Houdini once again.
Man, this is a count your lucky stars. Clemens gets back to recover this, and he's just throwing it to his go-to guy, Upham, because he knows he's got the best shot of anybody to come down with a catch. If Rowan turns around a second earlier, this ball's picked off. Rowan doesn't turn around until about right now. And you see that's why Upham was able to get up and over the top of him. Very fortunate on that play for Jaden Clemens.
Got a legal man downfield on Skyridge. But man, these snaps have just been, they've been difficult.
Yeah.
And again, another chance where Roy has got to feel like, oh, here comes our big play. And Clemens been able to just take care of business. 1st and 15 after the penalty. Roy got to hold their water here. They gave back that penalty yardage. Clemens going to throw. Fires, and it's too tall. And it'll be 2nd and 15.
You know, I'm not quite certain if the center for Skyridge is trying to focus on his responsibilities up front. You know, I mean, you can look at Roy and think the last couple of years, they've been really stout at the defensive tackle position. And right now it's, you know, Justin Kirkland, Gage Sacker, the guys lining up on the interior of that Roy defense. And I'm not quite certain if it's just angst and trying to get in position to deal with that pressure up the middle or not. But, yeah, Clemens has done an impressive job on the snaps that he's had up to this point.
2nd and 15. Got plenty of time. Clemens down the middle, and this one gets away. Nice job of that back end, but Clemens getting great protection.
And not many lanes for him to run up the middle, which is a nice job by this front of Roy. You know, you think of some of those lanes that Clemens has had where he's been able to escape and run, and it's been, you know, up the middle of the field. Last couple plays, hasn't been there, and it forced him to throw. It's been off target.
3rd and 15. Got plenty of time, fires, incomplete, and a flag. Rowan got there a little early.
I thought he was there early watching it real time. It was close, but I thought Rowan got there just a half second too early. Clemens coming over the middle.
It is close.
It is close. Have a look on the Jumbotron and maybe that left arm around that backside of Upham to come around and knock it away. I think is because the flag did come from the back judge. It would have been his perspective. As we have one final look at it here.
I know live, I thought he was early. I normally will defend a defensive back on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I do know in the summer, 7-on-7s and stuff, it was a little heated with a lot of the teams. Skyridge did really well this summer. Is Clemens going to throw? Just got that away in time, and it's incomplete. But, man, he's got a good internal clock to get that one off.
Yeah, that pressure was almost there on him. And a little surprised these last couple plays that we haven't seen Clemens tuck the ball and run. I mean, I know that that's a 3rd and 15 and trying to pick up the first down, but he did have some space in front of him. That play, thought he maybe could have had an opportunity to get out of the pocket. Some of these throws from Clemens here early on have been a little high.
Clemens pulls on that zone read, and once again, the ball's loose. He was making a great run, and Roy comes away with the football. Recovered by Nathan Hulse. And a turn of events in favor of the Roy Royals.
Boy, a huge play here. Watch this. I mean, Clemens just following Natoa, able to get that seam. And right there, knocked away, I think from Lacefield was the player who came and knocked that out of the hand of Clemens, and Hulse able to jump on it, and Roy creating their first turnover of the day. Huge play there for Roy.
So Roy looking to tie us up. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Dart to throw. Going deep, got a man again, Davis. And he just overthrew him as Deontay Davis got behind his man once again.
Wow, Skyridge is extremely fortunate because Davis had his man beat. You said it, Dusty. And right now, some of that coverage over the top for Skyridge has been a little suspect. I mean, you think they've tried to dial one up 3 times. They're 1 of 3. One of them should have been caught. It was the injury, and that one was just overthrown. But that's a successful play that Roy can keep coming back to, sending 81 deep.
2nd down and 10. Love the idea of going for that shot there. Put Harris in motion, and Harris blown up in the backfield. How about this first quarter from Lohani Ross?
Yeah, he's been all over the place. Great penetration. You just see there's no chance. I mean, by the time that Harris gets that handoff, he's got Ross bearing down on him. I mean, there's just nowhere for him to work.
At the end of one, it's Skyridge 14, Roy 7. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by Tosh, the Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. And welcome back into Rice-Eccles Stadium. Start of the second quarter. Dusty Litzner and Dane Stewart with you from Deseret News Rewind. And what a fun first quarter.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if you're Roy, Dusty, right now, you've found something that works. You have to execute a little bit better. I have him for 67 total yards, 60 of those coming off the long touchdown. So the running game has not been going. Credit Skyridge. Their defense has been spectacular here in the early going.
You know, this first quarter was Bonatoa and Jaden Clemens. Yeah. I mean, Nate Upham has not gotten going yet. He did draw the pass interference, which is probably the biggest play he's made. But Clemens has been money.
He has been spectacular, and he's a little off target here in the early going in terms of through the air. 1 of 6, 21 yards. That was one of the touchdowns for Skyridge. Some of his throws have been a little high, but the ground game, he's reading this defense really well right now.
3rd and 17, going deep. Got his man. Did he make the catch? He held on through the catch and he get his foot down, and the official says yes.
Wow.
What a grab by Josh Gallegos.
I didn't know if he got his foot down, and we'll have another look at this one here. I mean, this play's wide open. You see the safety coming over. Does Gallegos get it down? He gets hit. I don't even think that's close, Dusty.
That's the old NFL rule.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it used to be if you were knocked out, Dusty, to your point, the NFL, that if you were knocked out but would have come down in play, that's a catch. I didn't see anything come close to getting a foot down.
No. And so the Roy gets a big one on that one as Kyrie Rowan on the inside reverse gets to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, tied for the longest run of the day for Roy. We've talked about this Skyridge defense and how good it's been against the run. Important to get that ground game going. Again, we've seen them through the air, but if you can start running the football, you're going to have even more explosive opportunities down the field.
Check that, 2nd down and 3. Dart back under center. Goes on the ground to Harris. Leans for that 1st down marker. He's not going to get it. Gain of near side officials got him at the 47. The far side officials got him at the 46.
Going to split it, say 1.5 yards.
Right. And Solomon says, cut it in half and see what.
Right. I just watched that Seinfeld this morning, actually, or maybe last night. I don't know. It all blends together,
cut
right?
the bicycle in half, absolutely.
Yeah.
Davis split to the top of the screen.
Everything stacked in the interior, trying not to give up any lanes.
Dart going to throw. He's looking for Davis once again. He's got Deontay Davis, and he can't pull it in. Tried to one-hand that one. Davis has the touchdown. He nearly had his 2nd. And that's twice they got him on that deep post. Well, actually the 3rd time they got him on the deep. 4th time they got him on the deep post. But only completed one of them and went for the touchdown.
And this is one of those where, Dusty, it's just a half step in front of him. I mean, when this ball left, I was like, oh, that's overthrown. Give a lot of credit to Davis for being able to get a hand on this one. But, again, look at the separation down the field. Skyridge is selling out to stop the run. And they've been fortunate so far. They haven't been burned more by that deep post.
Good on Coach Fernandez to not go for that one, as he very well could have.
Tempting.
Fair catch taken inside the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Skyridge at the 23. 10:21 left in the half. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. 10:21 left in the first quarter, 14-7 to lead for Skyridge. They dodged 2 bullets on that drive as Deontay Davis nearly had 2 touchdown catches, and but they lead 14-7, come back on the field.
Yeah, right now, I mean, playing a little bit with fire, but they haven't been burned yet, right? So until you get burned, I think we're going to continue to see that defense really sell out on the run.
And Skyridge keep it on the ground. Once again, Jaden Clemens pulls on that zone read, and he's stacked up and driven backward. Initially there for Roy was number 6, Levi Conley. Then Etowati came in, and a couple other Royals jumped on.
Yeah, and this time Etowati doesn't fall for that zone read. I mean, you had mentioned it. We've seen a couple times where players are flowing with Natoa to make sure to take that away. Got burnt in the first half with it. Nice adjustment here. Players now starting to key a little more on Clemens.
2nd and 10. Clemens over the middle. Got his man. Oh, he can't hang on. Had him. Dylan Samuels couldn't squeeze it. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Boy, 4 straight incompletions and a great combination route down the field as they had Palmer break it out, and then the one inside. And Samuels, that's one that he normally is going to bring in, Dusty. Instead, just loses it as he's going to the ground.
Don't worry about us. That's just cannon fire. 14-7. Looking to throw. Clemens over the middle. Catch is made for a first down. How about that grab by James Palmer? He has the touchdown earlier on, and that's a big 3rd down conversion.
In fact, he's got the only 2 receptions on the day for Skyridge. Both have gone the direction of James Palmer, and that's a huge grab. I mean, if Roy's able to get off the field there defensively, they're going to have really good field position to come out with this next drive.
It's Veterans Day today. Paying tribute to our fallen soldiers. Fire out to the outside. Oh, breaks 1 tackle and then some. And Palmer with his 3rd reception to the 41-yard line. Will be 2nd down and short.
Having a look, and you see this ball just thrown out quickly, trying to get Palmer in some space. The blocking, and it's a nice job by Neal, able to kind of fend it off to limit the gain on the play to just 7.
And Neal still didn't know the ball was by him. So well engaged by the wide receiver. 2nd down and 3. Imagine we got a 2-way go here. Zone read. Gonna throw. No, still looking. Clemens now going deep. Has a man. Got Rowan there. And Kyrie's able to knock it away, and now a flag. They didn't get him with that off arm. But they were both battling there. He and Nate Upham. They're going to get Kyrie Rowan.
I really don't like this call. I think this one. So first of all, RPO action here, and Clemens a little slow on this read. Upham has Rowan way beat. By the time that Clemens sees it, I mean, I think he's battling for the ball. I don't know. I think that's a tough one.
You got a lot of hand fighting there, and both kind of pulling on it. And Upham, to his credit, he grabs Rowan. Wait a minute, they're going to call this offensive on Nate Upham?
All right.
I didn't like it either way. I didn't think it was offense. I thought it was an easy one just to wave off.
Yeah, I think that's one where you're letting them battle. They're both trying to get positioning on the ball, but no, I mean, offensive pass interference on Upham. So, I mean, you had mentioned Upham pulling Rowan with them, and that's the call. Boy, a huge penalty there on Skyridge. We have another look at it.
Now watch Rowan get in the middle, and you can put your hand on him.
But look at that. He's got both. He's wrapping up the arm, pulling him with him. That takes a lot of guts for an official to throw an offensive PI flag.
You know
right?
what? Here's what it is. If you're going to call that on a defender, you might as well call it on the receiver.
Yeah. I thought that was a 50. I thought you could have no-called that one as well.
Yeah. Goes to wheel route. Got his man. What a way to respond after the penalty inside the 30. Ma'an Natoa on the wheel route. And it's 1st and 10 Skyridge at the 29.
This is a fantastic route by Natoa. I mean, the out, and Roy just recognizes it late. And Natoa turns up the field, and boy, fantastic job that time. A great play call on a 3rd and really long.
First and 10. Again on the wheel route, got a wide open man. Touchdown, Skyridge. And on the reception was Ty Arrington.
We talked about Roy has found something that works. Back-to-back plays where the same route able to burn the Roy Royals defense. See up at the top of your screen. And, I mean, Gallegos is thinking he's going to play to the flat and instead turn upfield and payday for Skyridge.
And the point after is good. 7:58 left in the half. It's Skyridge 21, Roy 7. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by the Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. And welcome back to Rice-Eagle Stadium. Take a look at that touchdown pass. Actually, the kickoff goes into the end zone. But Dane, Roy trailing by 2 scores, and I think the biggest play of that drive, obviously the touchdown pass is obviously big, but watch the wheel route just wide open.
Well, and it's the same route. I mean, you know, we mentioned the Natoa and Arrington, both able to beat this Roy defense, giving a little look to the outside, and they've ran a couple of those flat routes up to this point, turning it upfield, and there's just no help over the top, expecting the corners of Roy to be able to stay with them. And I mean, it's a tough offense to match up with one-on-one, and no help over the top, and big yardage for Skyridge on 2 plays as they cash in for 74 yards, Dusty, on 2 wheel routes.
And once again, there's an issue with Deontay Davis's equipment as he has to come off the field, and he was surprised he has to come off. I got to say, I'm a little frustrated myself for not catching Ty Arrington doing the T.Y. Hilton celebration after the touchdown.
I missed it.
I missed it. Good T.Y.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. But a big play on that one was James Palmer's 3rd down catch, keeping that drive alive. So here comes Roy looking to answer. Dart rolling near side, trying to get away from pressure. Just throws it away. Wisely throws it away.
You know, one of the other things, I mean, we talk about Clements was a little off target to get things going. Dusty, 4 straight completions for Clemens now. And those 4 completions are just about 90 yards. So he's starting to get in the rhythm. And I think that puts the pressure on this Roy defense now to try to find a way. They've had opportunities, haven't been able to execute them. Here starting back on their own 20, trailing by 2 possessions midway in this second quarter. Starting to feel some of that pressure here a little bit are the Royals.
2nd down and 10. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Davis singled up at the top. Bringing 4. Dart going to roll near side, trying to get away from the pressure, and has to throw that one away. That pass intended for Josh Gallegos. He was just getting rid of the football, but Gallegos in the area.
Yeah, nobody open that time, and a really great job of Skyridge. We've seen earlier in this game where they're really loading up against the run. That time they're backing off. They're playing pass on 2nd and 10. And there just wasn't any opening. Nowhere for Dart to go, and a good push up front by this Skyridge defensive front. Dart forced to just get it away and try to convert here on a 3rd and 10.
It was a big 3rd and 10 conversion that led to the touchdown for Skyridge. Can Roy come up with one of their own? And they line up the same formation, looking for that deep post. 5 seconds on the play clock. 3, 2, 1. And they just got it off. Dart was looking to go deep, still looking. Fires deep across the field, and the catch is made. How about that? What do you say? Don't throw back against your body. And they're still battling on the ground, but I thought the catch was made, and then the defender took the football. Coming away with that was Tanavasa, but I thought the catch was made by Roy, and it should be 1st and 10 Royals, and it is.
Yeah, boy, this is impressive, Dusty, because it didn't even look like he had good positioning on this. Dart just buying that extra second. I mean, a dangerous throw. You had mentioned you're taught to never do this. He's behind the defender, and that's a great play made by Tanavasa to come down with that. I'm with you. I thought he had the possession. I thought that, or excuse me, it wasn't Tanavasa. It was Stimson, the receiver for Roy. I think.
Yeah, Tanavasa was the defender.
Yeah, Tanavasa was the defender. Fantastic job by Stimson to be able to get over Tanavasa to bring that in. And big 1st down there for Roy.
2-by-2 formation, fresh set of downs for the Royals. Stepping up, Dart fires. And that pass complete. There's a flag on the play. I think probably a hold. He's got a Skyridge player coming with a little lame there.
Get another look at it right there, right at the guard, I think. It's a shame, too, because that's a nice catch by Rowan. Would have been another 1st down. Instead, Roy going to back themselves up.
I think it was Jake Hamblin. Tell you what, I'll give this to Dart. Kid's got good presence.
Yeah.
For only being 15 years old, he's got some pretty good wits about him. But it'll be 1st and 25. They go from a 1st and 10 on the catch from Rowan to now 1st and 25.
Yeah, spot foul in high school football. I've never understood that. I still don't like it. The spot foul on the holding in high school.
One of the old ones. One of the old rules. So 1st and 25, going to go to the ground. Double reverse, and Davis drops the football. Able to get back on top of it inside the 5-yard line. Back him up to the 2. Go to the bag of tricks. Don't blame him. Davis has got to take care of the football.
Yeah, this one is going to be costly. Talk about really stumping your own progress, and that time it's exactly what happens. I mean, it seemed like it was a decent enough pitch. I don't know if he just took his eyes off of it, getting ready to throw, or trying to find the blocking on the run. But, man, 15-yard loss. And now all of a sudden Roy in some deep trouble.
2nd down and 40. They got to get to the 42-yard line. 6 seconds to go in the half. Matthew Skyridge is going to come bringing pressure. Now there's a flag, delay a game, be half the distance to the goal. And a little bit, so be it. Keep the timeouts, and it's going to be 2nd and 41. So Roy, after picking up that big 3rd down, the big fumble, and now the penalty. Looking in the shadow of the big screen here. Just able to get out of the end zone, trying to hit a quick one up the middle with Harris. And now it'll be 3rd down and 40.
Pre-game, they were practicing punting from their own goal line. And I think if you're Roy right now, you're not swinging for a 1st down. You're swinging to get a little bit of space for that punt unit to come on. Would expect a run here, try to bleed that clock a little more, but this is going to be up to the Roy defense, I think, to make a big stop after Skyridge will presumably have some good field position, but a third down to come first.
Timeout from Roy, timeout on the field. 5:24 left in the half. It'll be third down and 40 when we come back. .524 left in the half. Third down and 40. Coach Fernandez wanted to talk it over with his guys before this play. See what they come up with. Nearly got a 5 free yards there. Dart fires quickly, intercepted. Touchdown, Skyridge. Noah, or probably Bladen Tongiai with the pick six.
We mentioned in our pregame the importance of Togiai on this defense, and I don't know if Dart just doesn't see him. I mean, this ball's thrown right at him. Togiai, a fantastic job of roaming that middle, and there's absolutely no shot to stop Bladen Togiai. He was a beast in the semi last year for Skyridge against Corner Canyon, and the first defensive touchdown today of the day coming for the Falcons.
I enjoy kids having a good time, and it's almost like they forget they're playing on Fridays instead of Sundays. Posing for the picture, now a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And it'll be on the, I imagine they're taking on the kick.
They will.
But that's the second celebration penalty we've seen, where you're just kind of forgetting. I mean, I'm all for having fun. Trust me, I totally get it. And you're up 28, well, about to be 28-7. You've got to keep this up in check, because in other games, this could burn you.
No, you're right. And, I mean, right now I get it. Right to your point, Dusty, it's a 3-possession ball game. There's probably not a ton of concern on the Skyridge sideline amongst the players. I know the coaches are trying to keep them all focused. But when you play Corner Canyon, you can't do stuff like that. If you play Corner Canyon, right, who would be the pretty significant favorite in the other semifinal coming up here this afternoon. A little surprised by some of the responses, some of the situations that we've seen out on the field today in the relative early going, and free penalty yards just given up.
And the kick is up and good. 5:17 left in the half. It is Skyridge 28, Roy 7. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by Tosh Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. (28-7) the lead, so the penalty yards are going to give Kyrese Rowan a chance to get a return here. Takes it from his own 10. Coming near side, Rowan gets tripped up and will be stopped inside the 30-yard line. I believe it was Palmer that got the tackle. And so now for Dart and the Royals, what they saw back in the regular season, Dane, down 21 points here in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately for them, there's 5 minutes left here in the first half. They've got the ball. They have a chance to go down and get some points. But really, I mean, points here are essential. You can't have a punt to end this drive or a turnover if you're Roy, if you want to have a chance to come back against one of the top teams in the classification, maybe in the entire state.
Dart fires over the middle, and that pass is complete to the 41. Nice start to this drive. That pass is complete to Cameron Stimson, his second grab of the day.
Another 12-yard reception by Stimson. You see good pocket here for Dart stepping up. Kid's just a sophomore. I mean, look at the way in which he works his progression. I know he threw a pick six 2 plays ago, but I mean, Dusty, we've talked about it at commercial break about how impressive he has been, the composure he's had in the pocket against a really good pass rush. Jackson Dart, I mean, this is the real deal for Roy.
Pressure coming. Dart steps up, going deep for Rowan. Dives and can't hang on.
Rowan's down.
He's cramping. He had that cramping issue against Timpview. He's grabbing his cap, but I think he just dropped. It would have been a great catch.
Yeah, Dart slow to get up as well. He got rolled up on after he let that ball go. And so the two biggest playmakers for Roy on the same play getting a little dinged. They're both going to stay in. But, I mean, you had mentioned Rowan with the cramping and that issue against Timpview last week. They need Rowan healthy. And, Dusty, how about another long ball that's just inches away from a big play for Roy?
And now that Rowan not really moving his left elbow or his left arm. See it kind of just dragging there. So 2nd down and 10. And now a delay of game is Roy with all the stuff going on. Lost track of the play clock.
Dusty, I've been paying attention to that arm. I mean, you're right. I mean, it almost looks like a shoulder, right? I mean, it's just not really moving, kind of staying that same angle for Rowan.
He's saying, no, he doesn't want to come off the field.
He's saying, I'm not coming off.
They're trying to send Stimson onto the field, but Roy better get going here. You're going to have another delayed game penalty.
Yeah, they've already started the play clock. It's inside of 20 right now.
Gallego send Rowan near side. 2nd and 15. Dart goes down. This defensive front has been so good. And they get to him once again, and I believe getting the sack was Ross.
And again, there's just nowhere to go. I mean, Rowan runs an out route. It would have had to have been a perfect throw from Dart. That's where he's even looking, just doesn't feel confident. Then by the time he's ready to look at somewhere else, time runs out. And that time only bringing 4 from the Falcons and still getting pressure on Dart to bring him down for an 8-yard loss.
3rd down and 23. Trips to the top of the screen. Davis near side. Dart comes near side. Again, pressure. Now flag comes in. And Dart going to be sacked. Probably they haven't blown a whistle. There comes the whistle. As the Falcons swarming to the football, and this defense just wreaking havoc right now.
And that time, I mean, you have 3rd down and 19? And, 23. So all the routes are going deep. There's no one in kind of that medium range for Dart to check down to, and it means he runs out of time. As the penalty was on Roy, it's declined. I mean, unless you're Boone Abbott and American Fork with their options, you can't protect forever. And this play just didn't have any options for Dart to throw to.
Ross is just...
He's eating them up right now.
Wreaking havoc back there. Pump block is on for Skyridge. And it'll be a line drive, end over end kick.
I almost hit the up man.
That's what we call a worm burner in golf. 3:15 to go in the half, and it's going to be Skyridge football at the 40-yard line. And they're looking for a death knell drive here.
Yeah, I mean, a touchdown here, and it would be difficult for Roy to come back. I mean, with the way that Skyridge has bottled up this Roy offense. I mean, 21's a big enough task. Going down by 28 would be it'd be a half to remember. That'd be for certain.
3:15 to go. And there'll be a counter coming near side, and Natoa able to get through the crease to the 43-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Now looking at this, and well, I'm trying to figure out some of my stats I'm keeping here. I think Natoa only has 20 yards on the ground today. He had the big pass reception. 9 of those 20 came off of a touchdown run. Roy's done a decent job against the run of Natoa today.
Clemens going to throw. Roy brought pressure. Fire over the middle. The catch is made. It'll be a first down for Skyridge at the 45-yard line of the Roy Royals. And on the reception is Nate Upham.
First catch of the day for Nate. And a nice job. Rowan was playing a little off. Comes up, times it beautifully. But look, Upham's one of the best receivers in the state. I mean, that'll put him over 1,000 yards receiving on the year, and had a great tournament again last year.
1st and 10. Clemens steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, and man, that might have been touched by a DB because he had Palmer going into the end zone, and nothing else. The shield there is on the defense for Roy was number 13, Cole Neal.
Yeah, I think Neal did get a piece of this, and he's fortunate he did. He sells out to break this up because he knows he doesn't have any chance of tracking Palmer down, and cuts it off. Does a nice job, Neal, to break it up. That would have been that touchdown for Skyridge.
2:16 left. 2nd down and 10.
Breaks up a string of 5 consecutive completions for Jaden Clemens, who's really started to settle in.
Inside of 10 seconds left in the play clock. Skyridge just getting that play in. 5 seconds now. Get it off in time. Clemens fires, got over the top of the defender, and finds his man for a first down at the 37-yard line. We'll call it the 39. And on the reception was number 15, and that is Ty Arrington. But, man, he just got that over the top of the Roy defender. It would have been an interception for Andre.
And it's a similar looking route to what Arrington scored on. You see him come across the formation, watch him just start to turn up the field, but instead of keeping going because they have over the top, he turns around, and Clemens able to deliver a strike right between a couple of Roy defenders for the first down.
1:50 remaining now on a running clock. Clemens gets it away, got his man. Catch is made at the 5-yard line. It is Palmer again. He's listed as a kicker and a safety.
Maybe they misspelled wide receiver. What a half for James Palmer. I have him 4 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown, and he makes a great move here to get that separation as he goes to the outside. Andrade was to the middle, and it's 1st and goal for the Falcons.
Skyridge with chunk play after chunk play. Clemens has been very, very good. Now this would be Natoa time. And here is Natoa looking for his 2nd rushing touchdown. And Ma'a inside the 5 down to the 2. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I'm talking about contributing today. I've got Skyridge at 251 total yards on the afternoon. 23 of those from Ma'a Natoa. The other 220, Clemens has been responsible for either through the air or on the ground.
And he's a responsible guy.
Yeah. Obviously, huh?
Not know anything about his personal life. Inside of 45 seconds. What a great first half for Skyridge. And you just think back to that Deontay Davis drop and what could have been in this ball game as Natoa bounces off and into the end zone for the 2nd time in the half. And Skyridge with a commanding 34-7 lead with 26 seconds left in the half. Point after coming up.
Boy, another run, Dusty. Look at this hit. I mean, it's at the goal line, and Natoa's just like, nope. 2 touchdown runs for Natoa, both of them statements for him. And there's that touchdown to, maybe make this a statement, huh?
Absolutely. Skyridge has been rolling, and they are continuing to roll here in the semis. And the point after is good. 26 seconds left in the first half. It's all Skyridge. They lead 35-7. You're watching the 5A semis on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. .26 seconds left in the first half, and it has been quite the statement by the Skyridge Falcons. The winner of this game will be taking on the winner of Corner Canyon Olympus, which will come up right after this game. As this kick's taken inside by Cade Harris and got out across the 20-yard line. So out comes Dart on the offense. 21 seconds left in the half. And not a lot has gone right for Roy. And I went back a couple of drives ago, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but yeah, Deontay Davis twice in that drive that could have been game-tying scores that would have made it 14 all. And since then, it has been Skyridge, Skyridge, Skyridge. Going to keep it on the ground, and on the carry is Jaden Harris, and presumably the final play of the half.
Dusty, we talked about in our pregame, this Skyridge team, since they played Roy in week 3, they have not scored less than 38 points in a ball game. We're at halftime of the semifinal against one of the top defenses in the state. They've got 35. I mean, this offense is clicking for the Falcons.
It was a big half turned in by the offense. The defense as well with a touchdown. We head to the half. It is Skyridge 35, Roy 7. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. We're set for the start of the second half of the 5A semifinals. Dusty Litzter and Dane Stewart with you. The Deseret News Rewind is it was all Skyridge to close out the half. They lead 35-7. Kick goes into the end zone, and Roy will come out. Their first possession of the second half. Dane, the close of that second quarter was impressive from Skyridge.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, you look at the defense and the way that it's really started to shut down Roy, responsible for the pick six. But really, I mean, the offense too, Dusty. You get the ball back with about 3 minutes to go. You finish off the drive with a touchdown inside of 30 seconds. And right now, Skyridge has taken complete control of this game. See what Roy can do to come out in this second half. Try to show some fight, maybe get a turnover or two, try to get back in it.
So out comes Roy. And on the first play, it's the biggest run play of the day. Cade Harris across the 45-yard line. Actually mark him out of bounds at the 42. But just what Roy needed.
Yeah, they'll take that for sure. This is great blocking up front. Do a fantastic job getting the edge, and Harris able to read the blocks well. I think that's the biggest play from the line of scrimmage today for Roy, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the
no,
60-yarder. Pass.
Yep.
But the biggest running play of the day, no doubt. And the thing is, being down 28 points, they just cannot afford just to come out here and chuck and duck. I mean, even with a 28-point deficit, you're going to end up getting kids hurt and just not going to go well. As they'll keep it on the ground once again, trying to bounce it to the outside, and Harris nearly got away, and then he's thrown out of bounds there by Tongiai. And it'll be second down and 10.
Might actually been Tanuvasa.
Oh, it was Tanuvasa.
He was able to track him down, and that was really kind of the running that we saw in the first half. Roy trying to get around the edge. And in this case, there just isn't any room to work. And Tanuvasa, the outside linebacker, has done a nice job today. Has brought pressure a couple times, that time stout against the run. This Skyridge defense just been impressive. Knew they were good, and then you come out in a semifinal and deliver a performance like this.
Just got that ball to Dart, and then no shot. Double little A-gap blitz, and this one is Tongiai. And it's going to be third down and long.
And how many times today have we said that right when the Roy ball carrier gets the ball, there's a Skyridge Falcon there in the backfield? It's happened a couple times today. I mean, I've got Roy with a net 21 yards rushing.
And that's just not Freddie Fernandez football.
Nope.
Third down and 14. Looking to throw. Dart fires over the middle, got his man, gave up yards trying to pick up the first down. It was closer to the mark on the catch, but the catch made, and then some after play stuff. Gallegos with the grab, and he and Tongiai getting into it a little bit.
That's a nice pickup. Dusty, you made the comment Gallegos gave up yards trying to gain the first, and I mean, I don't know that he's going to be able to finish that out without trying to get around Tanuvasa there, but you see coming in late was Toilolo, and trying to strip that ball out, and don't think Gallegos liked that too much.
They were none too pleased, and out comes the punting unit for Roy. He was about a yard short of the marker when he made the grab, retreating back to the other 49. Line drive kick taken at the 15. And then gets out to the 25, mark him down across the 25-yard line.
Starting to see things get a little chippy here on both sides. Had a couple of big blocks on that punt return. Obviously, the play before on the third down play. Got to keep your composure. Something we talked about in that first half a couple times where Skyridge got some unsportsmanlike penalties. And as these games get bigger and more on the line, think particularly about next Friday. Got to find a way to keep your wits about you and keep calm in the face of escalating tensions.
First and 10 for Skyridge. This offense was rolling to close out the half. Quick setup and throw, and it's complete. And I believe on the reception was number 7. That was Samuels. It'll be second down and 4. And it'll be Natoa on the ground. We got flags flying all over the place. And again, a little more extracurricular stuff after that play.
Yeah, we've got an injury too. Might be Justin Lacefield. Number 5, it's a little slow to get up there, holding that shoulder. But Dusty, every official that has a penalty flag, I think right now is on the turf. All in the same spot. Not true, only half of them. This one looks to be on Roy.
So legal block below the waist called on Roy. That could only be like on a pulling guard if he just went flying at his thighs. So that penalty on Roy will move Skyridge to the 49-yard line. And to give to Natoa on 1st and 10. And on Natoa, still on his feet, and a first down at the 40-yard line of the Roy Royals.
This is a good run by Natoa. Does a nice job. Looks like Roy's in position for a couple of tackles, and Natoa just able to fight him off and pick up 11 yards on the carry. Talked about the physicality he brings out of the backfield for Skyridge, and he's certainly brought that today.
So a fresh set of downs for Skyridge as they're looking to add to this lead. Pass complete outside, still on his feet and going inside of the 35-yard line. And on the catch and run is Ty Arrington.
Arrington's been real good today. His 3rd reception. Done a really nice job.
Multi-sport athletes on the field for this Skyridge team. A lot of them play baseball.
You know, Dusty, on that last play, the previous, Natoa went off. Looked like he may have been limping just a bit. It's been Peyton Ainsworth lined up behind Clemens, and he'll do so here on 2nd down.
Ainsworth was a major cog in this offense a year ago as Clemens is able to get around the end, get a big block down the sideline. We're going to have a helmet-to-helmet play, I think, is what this flag is. It came flying in as Palmer, I think, going to get dinged with this one.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too. And it was great recognition coming up to recognize an opportunity to come ahead and make the block, but I think he went about it in the wrong way, and this one likely going to be coming back. Oh.
No, holding.
Instead.
So, holding penalty, so give him the first down. As Jaden Clemens had a nice run, but it is a fresh set here for Skyridge. A touchdown here, and we'd have the clock, continual clock here in the second half that would start. As Upham is going to be matched up with Rowan at the bottom of the screen. Ainsworth in the backfield. And the snap again off the mark. Clemens able to get it. And Clemens going to lose some yardage. Back to the 34-yard line.
Boy, those snaps were pretty clean in that second quarter. And then another one right here that really that one was in a pretty decent area for Clemens. Was right next to the face mask and tried to one-hand that a little bit. Probably one where you get both paws on that, bring it down cleanly. A loss on the play, and second and long, a situation that Skyridge really hadn't had to deal with a ton today.
Second down and 14. One hands that one. Clemens. Pressure coming. Down he goes. Getting around the end, getting the sack is Justin Lacefield. And it backs him up to the 37-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 17 for the Falcons.
Clemens this time just waiting. And you see Lacefield working at the bottom of the screen there. Nice job, just as Clemens getting ready to step up in the pocket, maybe look to run. Lacefield able to track him down. A nice sack there to set up a 3rd and long. Can Roy make one more defensive play here?
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Lehman decides to do, too. If this 2-down territory or not. Clemens. Over the middle, intercepted. And it's Harris with the pick. Jaden Harris with the interception. And it's going to be Roy football at the 34-yard line.
We talk about it have to be a half to remember for Roy. Is that the thing that gets this thing going? Only trailing here by 28. I mean, that's a lot. But you're midway through the 3rd quarter. You figure probably have 3, maybe 4 possessions remaining for Roy. You score on all of them. Your defense is going to have to make plays like that. Not out of the realm of possibility, but it's all going to start here on the offensive end. They need to start executing.
And he'll take quick strikes as well as Dart. Quick set, fires out. Got his man. That's Gallegos across the 45 to the 46-yard line. And a 1st down for the Royals.
Gallegos starting to be looked to a little bit more. And good to see is we so much talk about Kyrie Rowan, and very well deserved, but Gallegos, one of those other receivers that can target a bit, and we obviously saw them try to strike up with Davis deep. I wonder if you maybe look for Davis here on a 1st down play, try to get another vertical shot. You talk about quick scoring, that'd be one way to try to do it for Roy. We haven't seen them attempt that here the last drive or two.
Gallegos came off a little lame there. Let us see if he comes back on the field. Going to go to the ground, and it's Harris with a big run. Cade Harris inside the 20, or in the 35-yard line, inside the 30. Or another 1st down for Roy. Mark him down at the 28-9.
And on his last 4 runs, Dusty, 2 of them have been over 20 yards. Cade Harris starting to get in the field, and that offensive line starting to lock up some of these defenders for Skyridge. Done a nice job of creating some running lanes here in the 2nd half.
Another 1st down for Roy. Dart rolling near side, still looking. Now fires toward the end zone, has a man making the grab inside the 10-yard line at the 6, and it's Cameron Stimson. He's got 3 receptions, Dane, and all 3 1st downs.
This is a great job by Stimson. The initial routes are defended. Stimson works his way back to the middle. And if Dart is able to set up and throw, he can probably lead him into the end zone for the touchdown. But that throw on the run did all he could to get it to Stimson. Had to adjust, makes the grab of the 6, and just like that, 1st and goal for Roy.
This has been a quick drive. 4:45 on a rolling clock. This drive started, if I remember correctly, around about 5.5 minutes. Going to go to Harris. He had the interception. He got the ball back for Roy. He's still driving toward the pylon. Gets to the 2.
Hard-earned yards here for Jaden Harris.
And I'm guessing that Jaden and Cade Harris are brothers, sophomores. So if they're twins, one just took on, well, he got a little bit more of the nourishment than the other. He's just a touch bigger if they're brothers.
They're both lined up in the backfield here.
And they'll give to Jaden, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Making the stop for Skyridge was Tanavasa.
It's a nice job by this defensive front. We talked about some of the blocking we've seen from Roy here in the 2nd half. The run blocking been improved. And that time Skyridge able to make a nice stop on 2nd down. Certainly 2-down territory here for Roy.
Davis at the top of the screen. Harris, Jaden Harris lined up right behind Dart. It'll be Dart rolling near side. Fires, got his man, Cade Harris with the touchdown catch. And Roy makes quick work. It's in the end zone, cashing in on the interception from Jaden Harris.
Boy, and Dart running for his life was maybe a little too hyperbolic, but he was being tracked down from behind, was just trying to buy enough time. Watch the interior pressure there coming. Dart just able to get it out right to the pylon, and Harris does a nice job of getting those feet in as Roy able to score first here in this second half.
Bad snap. Conley looking for the two-point conversion. Fires, got his man, feet are in. And the two-point conversion is good to Justin Lacefield. And with 3:22 left in the third quarter, it's Skyridge 35 and Roy 15. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Roy gets on the board, 35-15, and let's see if they go with the onside kick here, Dan. I don't think you got to start chasing that early.
Yeah, I think I would have some confidence in my defense. They just got to stop a turnover. I think I'd probably kick this one long. How about the two-point conversion, Dusty? I mean, that's a great executed play by Roy. You had mentioned a bad snap, fire, right, and there's not a lot of room to throw that ball. It was very well thrown, a great catch made, and you know, this game, it's not over quite yet.
So bring the ball out to the 20-yard lines. That goes into the end zone. And out comes Clemens in the offense for Skyridge. We're moving the ball very well in that last possession before the interception from Jaden Harris. But we got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with him. 3:22 left in the third quarter. You're watching the 5A semis. Commentary brought to you by Tosh. .322 left in the third quarter. Out comes Skyridge looking to, I mean, they'll need to score points, just continue to eat clock as well. As Notoa loses the football and it's recovered by Roy. It is Stimson coming up with the recovery and a short field for the Royals.
What do we say? Dusty, I mean, you know, it's so easy to take the foot off the pedal and just like that. I mean, the last two plays for Skyridge on the offensive side, the balls ended up with the designated visiting Roy Royals. Hey, you get a touchdown here. You got a two-possession game going into the fourth quarter, all the momentum. right now with Roy.
And they have a chance to get a quick strike, and there'll still be time left in the third quarter.
Yeah.
It's Cade Harris in the backfield. Conley in motion, and we got a flag. I don't know if that was a quick delay game. That play clock started fast on him. Roy was just barely getting under center. Got caught up in the celebration a little bit there. So Conley goes back in motion. It looks like it's zone coverage here from Skyridge. Going to throw it back. The Conley lost the football. That is loose and picked up by Skyridge. Going to go double pass. Had a man open. Micah Nunes was wide open. And it's a fumble recovered by Skyridge at the 43.
Boy, a missed opportunity here, Dusty. And I'm not quite certain if he just took his hand off the ball or if it was a little high for him to reel it in. But, man, a huge play. Roy is gifted the possession inside Skyridge territory, and they give it right back.
Yeah, Nunez was standing all by himself, and it would have been shades of 2014 when they won their first region championship since like 1974 when they threw a double pass to beat Skyview. I know because I was there. As Clemens pulls on the zone read. And Clemens with a nice run to the 45-yard line. You don't realize how big Clemens is until multiple times today, Nate Holst has come up to make a tackle, and he's just shedded him off like big brother to little brother.
This is why you want long arms for your quarterback. I mean, this is a great job by Clemens, able to just extend that arm out because, again, you mentioned it, Holst is there. He's got the angle. Clemens able to shield him off, gain the edge. First down, Skyridge.
Going to go quick throw, and the out route caught by Upham. And Nate out of bounds at the 41.
I really expected Nate Upham to have a bigger game than he's had today. And, I mean, James Palmer stepped up. They've looked a couple of different directions, and, you know, Roy has been covering him with their best defender. But 21 largely has been kept in check by this Roy D.
And it's going to be, again, Clemens on the zone read, and he's dropped in the backfield, a loss of a yard. Nice job there by the Royals. Come up with that stop, I believe, was number 52, Boyer. But how big a turn of events there. Roy had the football after the turnover. You're thinking, all right, you score. It's going to be 2 possessions heading the fourth quarter. They give it right back, very next play, and it's Skyridge now on a 3rd and 6. Has already flipped the field position. Would force Roy to go the whole length of the field. And it's Ainsworth. No, zone read kept here by Clemens, who has the first down at the 35-yard line. A part of the game we didn't anticipate being such a big part of it.
Yeah, and it's just been interesting. I mean, going back to the first quarter, the length of Clemens is just causing issues, and Roy just hasn't seen a quarterback like him since week 3. And, I mean, that's really what it is you know, they come up, they're in good positioning, and Clemens has just used his athleticism and length to be able to get around some of these initial Roy tackles to extend plays and drives.
Clemens, pressure comes, throws deep, and it's nearly intercepted, but falls harmlessly to the turf. Andre was right there to pick that off and just didn't get to it.
And I'm not quite certain if maybe the sun got in his eye a little bit. This ball well overthrown. And Andrade, I mean, just, that close. Looked like he was starting to fade inside a little bit rather than stay with that. It was probably a yard beyond his reach either way.
That's one, just run through that one. Not a wall there. And we'll go zone read. And Clemens again shifting directions, and Clemens has a nose for the first down inside the 25-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Skyridge once again, nice running from Clemens.
Approaching 100 yards on the day on the ground. In fact, I might have missed a couple because at halftime the official stats had him at 76, and I don't think I had him that high. So net of 69. So yeah, Probably close. I've got him at 85 right now. Took a couple sacks in the second half. Will hurt that net, but boy, he's been good today on the run.
And this one is up the middle. Ainsworth, and a big fella gets inside the 20 to the 19. So gain of 5.
And I don't know if we've seen Natoa ever since he left. I'm trying to recall if he's been back in the game, Dusty.
Since the fumble, I haven't seen him.
Oh, yeah, thank you. He did have the fumble. Because remember, he went off a couple plays earlier with the injury. But you're right. He was the ball carrier on that turnover.
At least I believe he was. We never really got a great look, and these orange on gray numbers, you'd think it'd be easier to see. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Trips to the top of the screen, up him near side. And Clemens pulls, fires out, and that was tipped, and that's a live football. And Kyrese Rowan, I think, was kind of in between if it was live or not, and it was. And that could be the final play of the third quarter, and a missed opportunity there for Roy.
Yeah, big missed opportunity. I mean, I thought Kyrese Rowan could have picked this up on the run. Would have had a full head of steam. No one going to track him down. But he was thinking that was a forward pass.
Yeah, look right there. When he kind of first hit it, and there was a little bit of that let up. I think he was waiting for the whistle to come up.
Yep.
And it was a loss, but that'll do it. We head to the fourth quarter. It's Skyridge 35, Roy 15. You're watching the 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by the Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. Start of the fourth quarter, 3rd down and 19 for Skyridge, leading by 20 points. Winner moves on to the 5A championship game next Friday. Clemens saw that pressure coming off the edge, checking at the line of scrimmage.
It's Kyrese Rowan who was showing it.
10 seconds on the play clock. Here comes that pressure off the edge as Edawati fired to the out route, has his man at the 20. And that was Samuels with the grab. It'll be 4th down and about 6 yards.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, it was Edawati coming around. That's a nice throw by Clemens. Able to get it right to the boundary. No play to be made by Roy, setting up a 4th and manageable.
4th down and 6. Roy needs this stop if they're going to keep any type of hopes. It'll take 3 scores in the 4th quarter and not giving up any points to Skyridge to have a chance to steal this game. So it's 4th down and 6. And it'll be Clemens going end around. Edawati was there. It's a double pass. Got a man there. Defenders there. Knock it away and incomplete. Turnover on downs. It'll be Roy football at the 20-yard line.
Good effort on the play. Trying to connect in the end zone with Dylan Samuels. I maybe would have liked it a little better if it was up him. Maybe gives you a little better chance at some of that jump ball opportunity, but Roy there to defend it. Had a couple defenders there. Would have been difficult for any Skyridge receiver to come up with that.
So 11:46 to go here in the 4th quarter, and Roy needing 3 scores. They were set up their last possession. Would have been a short field to get this game down. But they need quick strikes. Dart over the middle. And there's the flag. It'll be pass interference on Tongiai. It'll put Roy at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, he was looking around, and I thought that was, I thought from up here it looked like he got there early. We'll have another look at it on the replay.
I thought he was early too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a good call there by the officials.
Well, he had the tough one earlier in the game. Remember Kyrie Rowan pick up that one, very similar. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for the Royals. Not only that, it stops the clock. Gallegos and Rowan at the top of the screen. Cade Harris in the backfield. It'll be Cade Harris. He had a good 3rd quarter. And he gets to the 34-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, it's phenomenal to think about, Dusty. You mentioned he had a good 3rd quarter. He had 2 runs over 20 yards. He's now at 51 yards rushing in the game. I mean, it speaks to how Skyridge has bottled up this run really outside of a drive from Roy.
Dart to throw over the middle. Got Rowan and blown up. Rowan had that ball. He took a major hit. Yeah. They're both down. Yeah. As coming over to make that stop or break that up was Toilolo. But Rowan still trying to gather himself here. It might knock the wind out of him.
Well, remember Kyrie looked like maybe hurt that shoulder earlier, and this time, boy, hit coming right on that left shoulder. That was the one he was favoring. You see him reach up, grab that, and boy, that one hurts.
Well, they attend to Rowan. Will step aside. You're watching the 5A semifinals. Welcome back to Rice-Eccles Stadium. Rowan still down. Let's take another look here.
It's going to come in on the left side of your screen. I thought this was to the shoulder. Do you have another look? Boy, just hard to see that time. I mean, looks like he gets sandwiched and then comes down, obviously, on the head there. You see some of that whiplash sometimes can be a factor in head injury. Good to see Kyrese is up. He's walking off on his own strength, and a good sight to see Dusty. I mean, we had mentioned he was down longer than we both thought he would be. Good to see 23 able to walk off under his own power. And
he's frustrated, and I mean, any type of injury, you just feel a little more frustrated, and especially for someone like Kyrese Rowan that is such a big part of this team, offensively and defensively. But for Roy Dane, I mean, now they got the ball back, they have got to score. 3rd down and 6.
Yeah.
They cannot have any empty possessions if they have any type of hope of coming back in this ball game.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, 11 minutes left, and I mean, for Roy, it's now. You need your defense to come up with quick turnovers. You need your offense to be able to execute and quickly. And we really haven't seen them try to attack the field real vertically like they did in that first quarter since then. I mean, they wanted to, right? They tried the double pass. That one ended up being a fumble that Skyridge recovered. Be interesting to see what they do here coming out of the timeout. We've had a couple of media timeouts, certainly some time for the offense to get together, think about that, come up with a strategy. But, I mean, you're right, Dusty. It's now or never for the Roy Royals.
And I guess the only positive that Kyrese Rowan's not coming back is he hasn't been a major factor on the offensive side. Now, defensively, he is, and he has been. He's had a very good game. He and Nate Upham have been matched up most of the day. But they haven't relied on him heavily on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, I just have him with 1 carry and 1 reception. So, yeah, I mean, I think Skyridge, you know, we've talked about the defense that Roy has been able to enact on some of these Skyridge offensive players. Skyridge has done just as good of a job on Kyrese Rowan, and they've really negated his impact today.
Still sitting in this media timeout, but 11:02 left in the 4th quarter. 20-point advantage here for Skyridge. The winner will take on the winner of Corner Canyon Olympus. So stay with us here on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart will have the call for you. Corner Canyon Olympus, and then even tonight, Orem and Pineview. 3rd down and 6. Dart to throw, has his man, and it's Davis has the 1st down, and Deontay Davis carrying defenders into Skyridge territory, where it'll be 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Love them going back to Davis. I mean, he was the guy they targeted a couple times early on. Good pocket for Dart. Davis able to come back to this one, and then able to lower those shoulders and help move this ball across midfield.
He was the deep threat earlier in the game, and he was one that was injured and came back as well. As he sneaks onto the field here late, split near side. On the ground, Harris gets a yard, maybe 2, before he's driven back. Second down and 9. Pressure coming. Dart fires out to Harris. He's not able to get away. Nice tackle out in space by Tanuvasa, pardon me. And it'll be 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, real nice job here coming up. How about Dart, able to feel that pressure, able to check it down to Harris, but as they've done all game long, Dusty, those flats and the edge, just Skyridge has not given that up on the ground or in the air today to this Roy offense.
9:45 on a rolling clock. It's Gallegos near side with Cameron Stimson. Dart, pressure coming. He gets away from it, now gonna run. Dart slides down at the 38-yard line, right at the mark, and it'll be a Royal 1st down.
Well, what a play by Dart, huh? This is a big, physical, fast defense for Skyridge, and there's just no fear from Jackson Dart here. The young sophomore able to take off, sees his opportunity, had to get to the 38. You see starts to slide around the 39, and a nice job that time by Jackson Dart, able to pick up the first.
Two receivers to the near side. Davis at the top of the screen. He's been the big play guy. Dart fires to the out, and nobody home on that one. Don't know if there's miscommunication there.
Kyrie's Rowan still on the bench. Trainers around him. I would presume he's likely done. I think the way he came off the field after that injury, ripped his helmet off, I think he probably knew it then as well.
Second down, and Skyridge jumps. They're bringing pressure and just could not. The thought of coming off the edge there was just a little too much to handle.
Skyridge was pointing, saying that Roy may have moved. There is a discussion, and it looks like it is going to be just that, the offside.
So offside penalty will make it 3rd down and 5. Or probably be marker on the field has 2nd down. The board has 3rd down.
I think it should be 2nd.
We'll go with the field. 2nd down and 5. Dart. Pressure coming. Down he goes. How about Ross? He has had a day.
Yeah, he has. I mean, we talk a lot about Togiai, and very well deserved. Ross today has been kind of the quiet, well, the unheralded defender. I know Jackson Dart has become quite familiar with Ross. They've met on a number of occasions, but wow, he's been fantastic with that pass rush today.
3rd down and 13. Dart steps up, fires deep, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Davis. Probably Stimson, rather. And now it's 4th down.
This play defended well. Skyridge able to get pressure around the edge, forcing Dart up, and of course the linebackers were there waiting in case he tried to run it. Very well defended by Skyridge.
Timeout on the field. 8:12 left in the 4th quarter. It'll be 4th down when we come back. Fourth down and 13 yards to go. Got to get to the 28. Dart fires, got Gallegos right at the mark. And actually, he might be inches short, Dane.
Well, he had to come back for it. a little bit. I mean, he was beyond the marker, but to reel that one in, the angle of the dive, he comes near side. I mean, you tell me.
Actually, I think he had it initially.
So I think the ball hits behind the yard mark, but I think that you could call his progress. I think it's a first. I think it should be a first down.
Well, it's not going to be. I had a game earlier this year. I won't say which one, where they came out to measure and actually moved the ball a full 2 yards before the mark.
Well, I know there's a coaching staff, a 6A staff that had, in their opinion, the same experience. Look at that, inches short.
Had to come back for the ball, and here's the thing. These high school officials, we spoke with a coach yesterday.
Yeah.
He told us, that, look, these high school officials with Saturdays and Sundays, they have the benefit of replay. A replay, he probably has the first down. But you have a live official, and I think he thought he marked it to give it to him. I mean, let's be honest. He has.
I mean, his knee is down, and he's at the yard line.
If this is Saturday or Sunday, that's a first down.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to bang on the official on this one.
No, not at all. I mean, you see the official, he's not at the first down stick, right? So he's looking at it on an angle. He's running in to spot it where he thinks that ball is, but the trajectory of the player coming back for the ball did himself a disservice. Is now a penalty flag coming on. This is largely, this is going to be on the Roy bench. And Fernandez right now looking up and pointing to the scoreboard, the Jumbotron, saying, look. But nothing the officials can do about that.
They're saying, look, review it right now.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Well, and it doesn't help that the scoreboard was actually paused for about 10 seconds while Rudy was trying to make his case, and here comes a second flag.
Well, and the other part of it is that the officials can say, I know you want me to look, but I can't.
Right. Yeah, it's not a function that's allowed.
So we'll have 30 yards with the penalties, and Coach Fernandez will be removed from the game. 2 unsportsmanlike conducts.
Well, unless they didn't, he's not leaving. So I'm not sure if maybe one was not on him directly.
I thought I saw him give a thumb.
Well, Rudy's still there. Sorry, Fred. I don't know where I got Rudy from.
Rudy Fernandez, remember basketball player.
Well, yeah, they just gathered his headset. He's still not leaving. And now there's the stoppage to ask Coach to leave. We haven't talked about this a lot, Dusty, but Coach Fernandez, we've talked about it on Deseret News Rewind, but Coach Fernandez obviously missed the first couple of weeks of this season with a condition, had to have some surgery. And good to see him back on the sidelines, and saw him before the game. Hey, Coach, what does it feel like to be here? He's like, oh, it feels great. And really, not like a renewed sense of life, but you could just tell this season meant something special because of his health challenges that he had at the beginning of the year, and to be able to help this group reach this semifinal. Congratulations to Coach Fernandez on really having a spectacular year, despite a lot of issues that the coaching staff had to work through personally.
Well, and let's say what it was. He had a heart situation. We did actually a moment of the week on it.
Yeah.
Major heart issues, and was able to get him fixed. And his boys went 2-0. We started the season 2-1 without him, and been a great year for Coach Fernandez, and as his team's responding there at the stop on first down. And one thing we got to mention too about this is the third team that Coach Fernandez has brought to the semifinals. He's been in the championship game with state championships rather with Northridge. Went to the state championship game with Roy back in 2014. He also brought Woods Cross to the semifinals years ago. He's a disciple of Roger Dupay, the legendary coach from Skyline. He ended the Skyline run. This is one of the great coaches in the history of the state of Utah. Yeah,
and we mentioned to him in talking to him, hey, Roy was not really a a place known for football. I mean, Jim McMahon, obviously, back in the 80s, but
Kobe Buckwalt, you got to make sure you mention him.
But, you know, I mean, prior to his arrival, this was a bit of a doormat. Even he mentioned that,
Yep.
you know, and it's great to be able to build this program into a steady team that competes for a region title year in, year out. And that's what they have right now at Roy in large part due to Coach Fernandez and the stability he's brought.
Yeah, and the guy's just a winner.
Yeah.
And not only that, I learned this year, didn't realize he's also a very good softball coach. So I was a softball coach at Woods Cross as well. So Coach Fernandez leaves on terms that he doesn't want to. But right now, Skyridge trying to ice this game away as Roy had chances to threat to make a comeback here and just unable to get it done as they keep it on the ground with Clemens on the pole, and Clemens has the first down, and now a fresh set of downs and the clock in favor of Skyridge to put this one away. And back to 3 years they've been around. Dan, with this run here, they'll be heading to the state championship game for the second year in a row.
Really impressive. I mean, when you consider the way in which this program has started, and of course Lehigh right now just booming from a population standpoint, that always helps. It's going to be interesting, Dusty. I mean, we've talked a lot about the reclassifications and how that will affect things. With Skyridge, you know, they bump up to 6A, and if they do, how competitive are they? I think we're going to see some different landscapes in 6A and 5A in the coming years.
And a give on first down.
There's no shock here. Skyridge just going to run the football. Good to see Natoa is back on the field here. Got that last carry. Mentioned that he got dinged up a little earlier. He'll head off, but doesn't look to be slowed down by any remnants of that. So good for Skyridge. Natoa, 32, looking to be healthy enough to keep playing, and they'll need him next week in what could be a fantastic championship game coming up.
It'll be Clemens pulling on that zone read, and one of the few times where Clemens brought down by the initial contact. Nate Holst got the stop there, and nice stop for Roy.
Yeah, you're right. See that linebacker coming up. This has been a battle that Holst has tried a number of times, and finally Holst able to bring him down. That's been a battle that Clemens has won for a majority of the afternoon.
It's been a pitcher battle,
yeah.
A pitcher-batter battle.
Right.
1 out of 4, and you feel pretty.
Yeah.
And that's only because Clemens has been that nifty today.
Yeah.
He really has ran the ball much better than I thought he would.
I think he's over 100 yards.
And it'll be again Clemens on the ground.
Now he is.
Clemens dives in the end zone. How about that one? Skyridge going back to the 5A state championship.
What a run by Clemens. Look at the blocking up front. I mean, there's just so much landscape in front of Clemens. And how about the finish? Taking the contact into the end zone, 31 yards away. Jaden Clemens. And this is senior year. Going to take Skyridge to the state championship in back-to-back years.
They all trained to be the one. You saw that explosiveness there as the point after is up and good. 4:58 left in the fourth. Skyridge going to be going back to the championship game for back-to-back years as they lead 42-15 in the 5A semifinals. 4:58 left in the fourth quarter. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you here from Rice-Eccles Stadium. It has been all Skyridge. As that one goes into the end zone, and the Falcons get on the board. And I have really been impressed with Jaden Clemens today. This has probably been we've seen Skyridge a number of times, Dane, and probably the best I've seen him play in person.
No, I agree. I mean, he has the one interception, right? Other than that, I think he's played just about the perfect game that you could expect. I've got him at over 300 yards on his own. Near or over 200. I got him at 195. But certainly, I mean, I think he's 120, 130 on the ground. I mean, he has been impressive today, made all the right reads, some impressive throws. Jaden Clemens is playing phenomenal football at the right time for Skyridge.
And on top of that, snaps have not been on the spot today.
Yeah.
And that's something that normally that doesn't get put in the box scores. Roy's starting to lose their mind a little bit here.
We've seen some of that attitude come up from Roy, particularly the last possession or two. And we talked about that earlier, but yeah, the penalty yardage here starting to add up for Roy.
Yeah, the frustration there, and it's just the realization of where you are, and anything's kind of.
And it's one of the impressive things. I mean, when you look at this Skyridge offense, we'll say 200 yards passing because it's right around there.
Yeah.
Nate Upham has not had a big game today in terms of receiving yards. And so those yards have all gone to, Natoa, Arrington, Palmer, a lot of other targets they've gotten involved. And so, again, playing really well right now, all their options seemingly available, and you got to love that if you're a Skyridge fan, knowing that Corner Canyon likely coming up next week, although Olympus is going to try to throw their own hat in the ring here in just about an hour.
And we'll find out if Frank's going to play for Olympus as we go down and talk to Coach Whitehead before the game starts. As right now, there's nowhere for Dart to go. He needs someone running up the field, and didn't have any options there. That's one where he eludes the pressure. He looks downfield, and his soul there, so he just has to spike it. And intentional groundings, he did not get that back to the line of scrimmage. So right now, this unraveled for Roy, and understandably so a little bit here.
But even that being said, I mean, we've talked about the stability that Coach Fernandez has brought. Going to finish, 9-3, I believe. Yep. And co-region champs out of Region 1. Return a young quarterback. I know, you look at this roster, there's certainly some contributing seniors such as Kyrese Rowan, a big piece. Deontay Davis, obviously, who had a couple opportunities in the early going of this one. But, I mean, you look at Cade Harris is a sophomore. Holst is a sophomore. Dart is a sophomore. A lot of youth coming back for these Roy Royals that figure to still be a player in whatever region and classification they end up in 2019.
As you mentioned, Cade Harris will be one of them, and Jaden Harris as well. I mean, there's just so much talent coming back. Roy will contend once again, and again, as you mentioned, realignment will be very interesting to see what happens. But and not only that, where Skyridge will be next year.
Yeah.
Skyridge, Timpview, both could be moving up to 6A. You look at Corner Canyon could be moving up to 6A. I mean, it'll be very interesting to watch what happens in this realignment coming up in spring. As Gallegos will make the tackle on the punt. 3:56 to go in the fourth quarter. And here's some whistles. Just checking to see if there's any penalty flags there or not.
One of the interesting things, I mean, you talk about, and we've talked about, the reclassification. Skyridge played Lone Peak week 2, and that was a game that they controlled. Now, Lone Peak wasn't playing like they did yesterday in week 2, right? I mean, that looks like a completely different Lone Peak team. But, I mean, this Skyridge team, you just see them playing the physicality they bring. I'm not saying they're going to walk in and win a state championship, but this is a team that can contend at the top of the classification in 6A, I believe.
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. Between Skyridge and Corner Canyon, I think both of them in the 6A tournament wouldn't be shocked that they were both at Rice-Eccles Stadium in the 6A tournament.
Right. Yeah.
And could you imagine if Skyridge goes up to 6A, PGAF, Lone Peak, and Skyridge
in the same region?
In the same region, all like 3 miles of separation.
By the way, only 4 get a berth.
Exactly. It's unreal. And is Ainsworth. Man alive, just going John Riggins across midfield to the 49-yard line. Peyton Ainsworth.
I remember last year, and I don't know if it was the number or what, but I was like, he's like a Mike Allstott. That was the guy that I like to liken Ainsworth to. And
same number.
Yeah, and nothing better than that run. I mean, nearly the entire run is after contact.
Mike Allstott, the second most famous Purdue Boilermaker football player this side of Drew Brees.
That's right. I loved watching that guy play.
Allstott up the gut.
Yep.
And that was the call of the touchdowns when he would score that Super Bowl season under John Gruden. Dead personal foul against Skyridge. Might have just been blocking at the end of that thing. I didn't notice it. But does not take back what Ainsworth just accomplished there.
It'll still be in the stats.
But yeah, just back to that conversation. It'll be very interesting to watch what happens there because Bingham, you look at how that could shake out. Say that they do elevate and go up. I mean, essentially, you could beat all Utah County, Southern Region 4. So Westlake, AFPG, Lone Peak, Skyridge.
Which would be great. Get Bingham back in Region 3. Right, you have Bingham, Harriman,
Corner
East.
Canyon. Well, that matters what you do with East is Ainsworth goes right back to the 48-yard line. But you look at that, what could be Region 3 if you elevate Corner Canyon.
Yeah.
Corner Canyon, Riverton, Bingham,
Harriman,
Copper Hills, West Jordan. And that's what you do. So you have East at that point for Region 2.
Oof.
Right?
Oof. Nobody wants that.
No one wants that.
Nobody wants that.
I mean, you have the bowling ball in the china cabinet there.
We might have Kearns listeners right now being like, oh, no. Yeah. Please no.
Kearns, Cypress, I mean, you name the school
Kearns
right now.
has been the region champion. Like,
and
so even East, I don't think East, there's no way they would want it. It'd be a peculiar situation to see what happens because the growth in the southern regions in 6A is certainly – not the way it's been in the northern regions.
Absolutely. And in many cases, it just makes sense because they're going to go numbers. They've already laid out, if you want to know what the Activity Association is looking at, they've already released what the criteria will be in that realignment.
Yep.
But it will change the landscape for certain. But, and I think in many ways, in the best ways, you talk about those schools, look at the sports and the sports that they play well in and that they dominate. I mean, Corner Canyon right now, volleyball made the soccer wins the championship. Golf, I can't remember where golf finished either way, but girls soccer, volleyball was in the semifinals. Football is in the semifinals. Basketball has been in the championship game in semifinals the last 2 years. Baseball gotten better. I mean, this makes sense.
You know, one of the other things, I mean, we're talking about East being a 6A school. They petitioned up to do it, right?
For football, yes.
Right. I mean, they may very well, no idea, right? But who's to say that they elect to stay 6A or petition to go up again, with this new realignment, could very well go back down in kind of that more natural Region 6, Highland, Olympus, East, Skyline. But, I mean, who knows? There's so many different possibilities that it could be. It's going to be fun to see it shake out, though.
Well, I don't see Coach Matic with the way that he's been scheduling out-of-state teams.
He is all about –
the only way to get it is to be 6A.
Right, agreed. And he is all about playing the best, right? He wants to represent his program and go up against the best. And, I mean, honestly, it's one of those where I think, would a 5A schedule, I mean, would East want to play a 5A schedule? No. I mean, they didn't play Highland this year. They didn't play any of those Region 6 teams. But their physicality, you see them against most of 6A. And there's no competition there. And so, I would worry about them dropping that 5A in that region. But, I mean, when you talk about Skyridge coming up, Corner Canyon coming up, you're having some numbers issues in some of these regions that become really difficult to figure out how to get that competitive balance right.
3rd down and 4 for Skyridge. 1:54 left here in the 4th quarter. Right up to the polls, as Clemens has done very well today. Ainsworth might have walked in the end zone, and now a flag at the end of the play as extracurriculars continue to be the theme of the day.
Yeah, I'm not quite certain. We may have had the movie version of Blindside playing out on the field. I mean, there was an offensive lineman inside the red zone blocking. Not quite. I mean, that's where the flag was thrown.
So personal foul on the offense. And it'll be 3rd down at the 48-yard line. Need to get to the 38. And Roy takes another timeout. 1:42 left in the 4th quarter. You're watching the 5A semifinals. .147 to go here in the 4th quarter. Out of the timeout. Roy was thinking that the penalty was coming post-snap, or after the whistle was blown. Thought it'd be 4th down, but 3rd down and 14. Ainsworth lined up behind Clemens and just got that handoff to Ainsworth. The snap was wide as he is stacked up for a loss, and Roy takes their 3rd and final timeout with 1:41 left. It'll be just a 30-second timeout. But this Roy team, Dane, we talked about it earlier, battled through the stuff. Coach Fernandez being gone, get that upset win against Syracuse, win the next week as well, coming back to win that one. And this has been a very, very good season for Roy, another region championship. And when you look at where this program was, we talked about Coach Fernandez and asked him how special it is to do what he's done at Roy. And he talked about it is important to him, it is special to him to raise this program up from a doormat to a region contender year after year. But not a lot to hang your head about it for Roy today.
You know, and the unfortunate thing, I mean, you look at this game, Roy had their opportunities. I mean, I know that, you know, they had a couple of turnovers in that first half. Skyridge took advantage of. They get a touchdown in the second half. They get the ball at the 30 and a chance to get to 2 possessions in the 3rd quarter. And really, to me, that's where this game swung right back in Skyridge's favor. They're able to get the touchdown, and then they kind of put the clamps down. But, you know, if you're Roy, you're going to look back at this just like they did week 1. I mean, talking with Coach Fernandez before the game, said, you know, first quarter we just didn't come out, didn't execute very well, set them up a couple of times, and this game ended up playing out in a similar fashion for Roy, coming up short against Skyridge.
A fair catch taken at the 15-yard line. And you get a lot of seniors here for the Royals that have done something that many Roy players have not done, and that is get to a semifinal game. And so a lot to take in there and feel good about as they're ready to take the field. And as again, just a lot to be pleased with if you're the Roy Royals on what's happened this season. But for Skyridge, in 3 seasons, they built themselves into an absolute power. Their first year, they lost in a playing game to Provo. And their second year, get to the state championship game and lose to their original home, the Lehigh Pioneers last year in Cam and Cooper and crew. And this year, getting back to the state championship game to take on the winner of Corner Canyon and Olympus.
There's something about purple, Dusty. I mean, the last 2 losses these Skyridge Falcons have are to the Lehigh Pioneers and the Riverton Silverwolves. The good news for Falcon fans, purple is not in the color scheme of Corner Canyon or Olympus.
And they're 1-1 against Corner Canyon. Is that right?
Ooh,
because their first year they're in the same region, and I can't remember if they got them or not. And then beat them last year.
2-0.
Yeah, okay, so they got them.
Yeah.
They beat them in the semifinals a year ago, and they have yet to play Olympus.
Correct.
So just semantics here with 50 seconds left and keeping it on the ground is Roy. And we should have about 1 more play before this game comes to a close. And we'll be right back with Corner Canyon and Olympus. That game was set to kick at 2:30. But we've had an elongated finish here. It's going to be 2 o'clock here. So I might push that kickoff back just a little bit. And, of course, Orem and Pineview, the fireworks show to close out the night. Tonight in the 4A semifinal. And this will be the final play. About 4 seconds difference here on the play clock and game clock. Handoff up the middle and a nice run to close out as the clock runs out. No, 2 seconds. They'll move they're dousing things, and you could have stuff, but that will be the final play. First down, and the Skyridge Falcons, back-to-back years, get back to the 5A state championship game as they knock off Roy 42-15. Dane, your final thoughts and our Utah Army National Guard player of the game.
Well, I mean, Skyridge came out, they struck quick, they struck early, and they struck continually in that first half, really got that separation they needed, and able to force a turnover 2 in the second half to hold on. The defense was spectacular today, but it was Jaden Clemens. I'm with you, Dusty. The best game I've seen him play, over 300 yards of offense by Jaden Clemens, was so good on that read play today, was tough to bring down and tackle in open space, made some really great throws, got the entire offense involved to help lift Skyridge to a 42-15 win. But for me, Jaden Clemens, our player of the game.
It's Skyridge 42, Roy 15. Skyridge moving on to the state championship. For Thompson Coles, Ryan Rasmussen, Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching watching the 2018 5A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by Tosh Orthopedic Specialty Hospital and the Utah Army National Guard. We'll be right back with Corner Canyon and Olympus.